Hi guys, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, here to bring you a weekly energy report for the last week of March. We're moving into autumn here in the Southern Hemisphere. My name is Tracy Newman, if you haven't said that already, and you can find me at the Navigators Tarot on Facebook and on Instagram as well, except for Instagram I do not post any of these videos anymore because I live in a rural area and it just won't allow me to post anything on there at all. So you can find me also at sleepywisdom.com, which is on YouTube, and you can also find me at sleepywisdom.com if you would like a personal reading from me. Okay, so we'll have a look and see what's going on with the general energies this week. Okay, so there's a choice to be made for a lot of people. As I've said many times before in the past, there is like a new quantum financial system, but then there'll also be a Cabal-based financial reset, which is not based on anything except thin air. And and that particular system will be cashless, whereas you still will be able to use cash on the quantum financial system for a little while. So you will know which one it is when you can't use cash. So it'd be like, don't go down that road, because if you go down that road, there's a good chance you may lose just about everything that you have. So hang tight, because things are going to shift and move. And there is going to be a quantum financial system. I've been picking it up for a long time, even though it doesn't look like that, and a lot of it is sort of like done quietly. Eventually everyone will know about the quantum financial system and NESARA and GESARA, which you can find out about that if you maybe go on. I'm not really sure. NESARA and GESARA is very, very difficult to understand, and I'm not really understanding much of it myself, but if you want to know anything about the quantum financial system, I actually go onto Rumble and I watched We the People News, read by Mary someone, and I find a lot of information on there. She's quite good. Patriots based sometimes, and Charlie Ward. I was following Kim Gogan, who is apparently supposed to be the person that is running things behind the scenes, but I don't know. I'm not really sure about her. She doesn't really resonate strongly with me, but of course, you know, you have to find your own way and use your own discernment, because that is your Geiger counter for, you know, what is true and what is not for you. Yeah. So there seems to be still people who are just refusing to see just exactly what is going on in the world. And at this late stage in the game, it would seem that it's just pure, just ignorance, not able to really understand or see what's going on at all. Just refusing. And, you know, the more you're hooked into the mainframe, which happens to be the television set, mainstream media, any sort of mainstream TV at all, the more you hook into that, the more hooked you'll be into that 3D matrix world, which is fast crumbling. So when it's time for you to move out of that, it may become very, very difficult, and there will be a lot of cognitive dissonance that it will occur. Yeah, so that seems to be what's coming up for the next month. I do feel, or the next week, I do feel that there is a balance of justice that is occurring. Military forces, I feel like, are coming into their own. The good forces, like as in the White Hats, Putin, all of that lot will be, because they're all white hats, they're all under the new system, trying to remove the old crumbling system that has been based on debauchery, lies, and all sorts of dark agendas, which we're still seeing. But they will eventually crumble and fall, and they are doing that slowly but surely, as the wheels of justice turn around. The wheel of fortune is now turning in our favour, in God's favour, not the devil's timeline. So there is action being taken on the military front, and it seems to be occurring now on the earth plane. So for many centuries and for millennia now, there has been a lot of cosmic wars, galactic esoteric wars that have been going on, and a lot of it has got to do with the war for not only Earth but other realms and planets as well. Because as we're going through our change here on Earth, it is actually happening on every single realm in the cosmos and everywhere. So all these changes have a reverberating effect. It's kind of like we're ground zero here in 3D Earth, and then it kind of has a reverberating effect. But the wars and everything that have been taking place galactically for the control of Earth and the esoteric wars, with angels, demons, and also to the false light structured wars as well. There's so many of them. There's all the different battles that have been taking place have really come to a big it's crunch time now. And those galactic wars and that have now come to fruition. The esoteric wars have now moved into a completely different frequency, and now the false light matrix too has also begun to crumble. And now it is happening on the 3D. And the 3D Earth is the military are now moving in and on every level and cleaning up. They've been doing it for years anyway, but now it's coming to crunch time, where everything is beginning to shift and move. A lot of the old dark portals have now been shut down. There's nothing that any of the dark witches, warlocks, or any of those covens can actually do about opening up those dark portals. They've been permanently shut down to the hell realms. So we're looking now we're actually now heading into a completely different energetic sphere, really. It's now moving into some into completely new energies. So if you're feeling tired at all and really worn out, it could well be that you're actually shifting vibration and frequency within. Your cellular structure will be going through a change as we move from the carbon-based frequency into a more crystalline-based frequency. So your cells and your DNA structure will be going through a massive amount of change. Then we have the sun here, so we're moving into absolutely beautiful energies of the sun, which is the masculine. 2023 is the rise of the divine masculine. So we're moving out of the toxic masculinity and the as we've seen it in the world, but also to the toxic feminine has also been in play for quite some time. But now, as the feminine has moved into her divinity, now it is time for the masculine to do the same, which he is now doing. So we're making some massive changes. So once again, it's always about going within, finding what's true for you and as within, so without. Our world will begin to change exponentially when we go within. We own the truth of who we really are to ourselves, and as we begin to change from within, so does our world. We have temperance here, and also planning. So it is a time for contemplation, planning, but really it's not about being, I think it's more about going within more than looking at what's going on in your outer world. What is going on within? And as you begin to change and shift, as I've said, from within, going into your heart center and connecting with the Source, Prime Creator, then you will sit in contemplation, meditation, and plan for where it is you need to place your energies at any given moment. So yeah, so there is some temperance energies around, which is just waiting. We are all waiting, especially all of us who know about the quantum financial system, and we know that, you know, things are going to get better, but just waiting around for it is torture sometimes. So yes, it's the beginning of truth. So for those who are really, really bogged down in the lies and the deceit, will find it very, very, very difficult when the truth comes out. And the truth is going to come out probably sooner rather than later. Once again, we have the world, which is about moving out of one cycle into another, the ending of old cycles and moving into new. And the Seven of Cups. Oh, and the Six of Wands. So we will have victory over the darkness and everything else that's going on at the moment. We're moving into some beautiful energies, but first we have to actually go through the chaos and the darkness to get there. But it is so much lighter these days. Everything is really beginning to shift and move, and you probably will feel it from within as it's happening within yourselves. It's also happening on every level. Yeah. Is there anything more? Celebration. There is going to be community celebration. There's also too the energy of unity, which I've been getting quite strongly for the last few weeks as we move out of these denser energies. We'll be starting to move into more joyous type of energies and happy kind of energies as we move out of these old dark systems into something brand new. Yeah. What else? Planning. Lots of planning. There's lots of kind of like sitting, contemplating and planning as we move out of these old world structures, because, you know, as everything begins to crumble and fall, new opportunities come in, and it will be up to us whether or not we take them. And if we listen, go within, listen and discern for ourselves whether or not these new opportunities are something that we can actually start to move into, then that's exactly what we are being given the opportunity to do. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you this week. Really, yeah, that quantum financial system, I've been watching and reading up about a lot of what's going on, although still don't know when it's going to happen. I guess there's so much in play, you know, but from what I can see, the white hats are definitely moving forward, and I keep feeling and seeing the military really moving forward, and it's happening on the earth plane now. So it's not just an esoteric and spiritual and galactic war. It is now very, very much a 3D war that's going ahead and needing to go ahead so that we can remove the cabal once and for all from the earth plane. Okie dokie. So I'll catch you on. See you next week. Bye for now.